Alright guys, so if you're not prepping right now, or if you're new to prepping, let's talk about this. 2021. If you're not going to be a prepper in 2021, have you seen what's going on around you? Guys, we've seen 2020 be a very interesting year. We've seen what could have been possibly World War III kicking off. Let's start with the Australian bushfires. So we started with Australia burning, then we went to almost kicking off World War III with the assassination of that Iranian guy. I can't remember his name. Don't really care about it. Nothing really came about the whole situation. So we could have started off with World War III. Then we got down with coronavirus. China withholding information about it, suppressing information about it, even as far as detaining a doctor that allegedly detaining a doctor that was warning people about this virus. Now, I'm not going to get into how it's China's fault or anything like that, because I don't think one country can completely detain or completely contain a virus such as this. You know, if it's going to get out, it's going to get out. I don't think there's a whole lot we can do about that. But that being said, there's a lot of things that have come about with this year, and we have seen toilet paper shortages. That was the craziest thing. Why are you gonna stockpile? Why are you gonna run everyone out of toilet paper? It's not that big of a deal. Toilet paper, at least. So we saw toilet paper get off the shelves, and then we saw ammunition leave the shelves, and we've seen firearms leave the shelves. Guys, I was able to buy a firearm during the pandemic, no problem. The background check took a little bit longer than I was expecting. Took maybe 30 minutes or so. But I mean, you know, I paid my money and I walked out with it the same day. Now, obviously, this isn't the first firearm purchase I've ever done. I've made plenty of firearm purchases before in my life, but I was still able to buy one. However, I wasn't able to buy ammo where I got that firearm because there was no ammo for it. Now, looking at all the situations that we have seen this year, you would be crazy to not at least somewhat prep for 2021. And if you are new to it, or if you're just now thinking about it, guys, it's not too late to get into prepping. It's never too late to get into prepping. And once you do, even if you had a week of preps and shit hit the fan real big and you weren't able to get any more, you're still a week ahead of the game. So again, guys, it's never going to be too late to start prepping until it gets let's say grid down, WROL, and that kind of stuff. Then it might be a little too late. It's not to say that you can't survive after it, but it's going to be too late to stock up on preps at that point. So what can you prep right now? Well, you can go down to the store and you can get canned foods. You can get all of the raw ingredients to make different foods. You can go get the raw ingredients to make bread. You can still find canning equipment, so you can buy that. You can buy MREs. Now, I know MREs are quite expensive and they're not the greatest thing, but they are high in calories. So it's not a bad idea. You can buy, like I said, a lot of canned food. You can still get canned food, and a lot of places there's no limit on canned food right now. So go out, buy canned chicken, canned tuna, you know, whatever you like. Don't get something that you're not going to eat, though. I mean, if you don't like Spam, don't go out and buy Spam. It's kind of obvious, you know? Even though it's available, if you're not going to eat it, what's the point? You know, canned soups, canned meats, ramen. Go out and buy ramen. Ramen's still quite available, and it, you know, a lot of people like it. It's not the greatest thing for you, but it's still food. It's easy to make, pretty hassle-free. Now, guys, if you have chickens, or if you know somebody that has chickens, I would definitely suggest getting fresh eggs from these guys. Don't get eggs from the store. And let me tell you this: in the United States and some other countries, you buy your eggs in this grocery store, the supermarket, in the refrigerated section. Now, refrigerated eggs cannot be left out. However, non-refrigerated eggs can be, and they can stay good for a very long time outside of the refrigerator. The second those eggs go into the refrigerator, they need to be continuously refrigerated until use. So, if you know somebody that has chickens, get eggs from them directly. Ask for them, buy them, barter for them. Just get eggs directly from the chicken coop. Don't get it from the store if you can help it. If you have a store that sells them, not in the refrigerated section, then that is going to be okay. Again, you're not going to find this in the United States, at least not in any grocery stores, because of the USDA. So, eggs don't need to be refrigerated unless they already have been. Keep that in mind. And guys, remember, butter can be left out generally too, especially the squeezable butter. So, you know, I keep squeezable butter like in a bottle all the time outside of the refrigerator, and no harm. So butter can stay out of the refrigerator as well, guys. And if you have your own place, if you don't live in an apartment, if you have land, you have your own house, then I would definitely suggest buying as much fuel, gasoline, diesel, propane, whatever your vehicles run on. I would definitely suggest buying an adequate amount of fuel and storing it in a safe condition, in a safe way. I believe the Canadian Prepper had a video that he did on proper fuel storage. So go check that out, and I would definitely say go buy some fuel and store it at your house or store it at your property in a safe way. Because you never know if the pumps stop working or if it gets too expensive to buy fuel. At least you know you have a little bit of fuel on hand. Now, guys, even if you haven't started prepping, or if you're just now starting to prep and you're worried that it might be too late. Just remember, right now, it's not too late. You can still get things. I know ammo is going to be hard to come by, but guys, you need to be going down to the gun stores and buying ammo. Obviously, ammo for firearms that you own or that you plan to own. So, for me, it's going to be 7.62 by 39, 7.62 by 54R, and 9mm. Guys, if you have a crossbow, or if you have a bow, get arrows and bolts. Get enough of them. Now, I know arrows and bolts are recoverable. You can recover them and use them over again. But, guys, sometimes you lose them. Sometimes when you shoot it, you can't find it. Sometimes they break. So you're going to want to get an adequate supply of arrows and bolts for your crossbows and bows. Remember that. Guys, and crossbows and bows are very, very, very good. I mean, humans, we've used these things for, thousands of years. We've used bows and arrows for a very, very, very long time. And we've taken down big game with bows and arrows. So, they might be outdated to a firearm, but they're still very lethal and very effective. They still do work. So go out, I would say buy a bow and arrow, buy a crossbow, buy some bolts. Because it's a very good tool to have, and it's a very good tool to use. And if you've never used one, go out and buy one. Get some practice, learn how to use it, because you're not going to regret it. Now, another thing, buy water. Stock up on water. Bottled water. The Angry Prepper did a very good video on a water bomb. Go watch it. Very good video. This thing holds a lot of water. Fits in your bathtub, and it will hold about your bathtub's equivalent of water. So go watch that video. Go look into getting a water bomb, especially if you live in an apartment. Also, guys, after you've done buying water, don't stop buying water, because, guys, remember, 3 days without water, die. You need water. Absolutely need water. But you also need to get water purification tablets, iodine pills, filters, things like that. Buy a lot of filters. Buy a lot of water purification tablets, pills, whatever. Don't limit yourself to water, to one way or just two ways of getting water. So, buy plenty of purification and filters for water, as well as water itself. And guys, remember, the grid goes down and you need to convert salt water to fresh water. It can be done. Okay, there's plenty of videos on YouTube that show how you can convert salt water to fresh water. And guys, remember, it's going to give you the byproduct of sea salt. Sea salt is going to be very important. Salt in general is going to be very important, because it can be used to cure meats, and it can be used to flavor food. And, SHTF, you don't want to be eating bland food. Granted, it's going to get you through it. But guys, come on. You don't want to be eating bland food. And so that's going to bring me into my next thing, is going to be seasoning. Stock up on seasonings. Seasonings that you like. Now, if you don't like spicy food, don't get hot sauce. Don't get spicy seasonings. If you do like spicy food, then do stock up on hot sauce. Do stock up on spicy seasonings. Guys, hot sauce is another thing that I see people putting in the refrigerator. You don't need to put hot sauce in the refrigerator. Even if it says refrigerate after use, it doesn't need to be refrigerated. I keep hot sauce out of the fridge all the time, and I'm still here. And guys, remember, there is plenty of little things that you can stock up on. Pinball Preparedness did a video, 10 unusual things, or 10 odd things to stock up on, or to prep. And it was a very good video. And it got me thinking about a few things, you know, a few things that I don't have, and, you know, it made me realize that, yeah, there are a few things out there, like hair ties, stronger than rubber bands. It can be used for tying things up, bags, things like that. Safety pins, you know, they can be used for, as well, they can be used for fishing hooks. Guys, even energy drink. This tab right here. You can take that, twist it, cut it, and that can be used as a fishing hook as well, in a pinch. I'm not going to say it's going to work the greatest, but it's better than nothing. And that's, again, guys, stock up on fishing equipment. Fishing rods, lines, reels, bait, the little thing, the bob things. Stock up on all this stuff. And get extras. And get extras for your extras. And guys, that goes for everything that you have. That obviously doesn't cost a fortune. Get extras for your extras, and then get backups for those. Have a backup for everything, including having a backup for your backup, because you never know what's going to happen. Guys, this video's gone on long enough, and I think I've made my points. So that being said, y'all have a good one.